Today, as President Biden faces questions of his candidacy, he got some new support from the Congressional Hispanic Caucus. Joining us now is the chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, Democratic Representative Nanette Barragan of California. Congresswoman, it's always a pleasure to see you. What did you base your decision on to support the president at this moment?
Well, thank you for having me, Jose. The Hispanic Caucus partnered with the Biden-Harris administration over a year and a half ago to start our initiative of taking the Congressional Hispanic Caucus on the road. And that's something that we've done. Just last week, we were with the First Lady in Pennsylvania, in Allentown, where you have over 50% Latino population. And so I've seen the commitment by the Biden-Harris administration to go out and engage with Latino voters. And of course, we saw the president's recent executive actions to provide the protections to the non-citizen spouses of U.S. citizens. This is historic, and we have what's at stake is the other guy, which is going to try to undo all of the progress, whether it is this executive action, whether it is making sure that we complete and get all the dollars out for infrastructure, the American Rescue Plan, the CHIPS and Science Bill. There's so much there that the former president, is saying he's going to undo. And there hasn't been enough talk. And when I remind voters about Project 2025 and what Trump plans to do, really it's a takeover agenda of the American government by Trump loyalists. And that includes mass deportations of Latinos. And even the former president himself has said that innocent people will be swept up. When you remind people what Biden has done, what former President Trump wants to do, it has been a conversation that has been very supportive of the president and the vice president. And so I'm standing with the President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, and we're going to continue to do the work that needs to get done.
Yeah, I mean, Congressman, I think it's important to state and to underline that during Donald Trump's presidency, he repeatedly tried to actually cancel DACA. And so this is not just talking concepts. He actually tried to kill DACA. I know that you were in that meeting this morning with the full caucus since the Biden-Trump debate. What was that like?
Well, it was a listening session, and it was a family conversation to hear out our colleagues and to be able to express your opinions and your views. And I think that's healthy that we have that ability to do that. But just like a family conversation, those are private conversations. And everybody, including myself, had an opportunity to listen, had an opportunity to speak. And that's the great thing about this leadership that we have in Leader Jeffries and the Democratic Caucus. We have been a big tent, and we listen and we make sure that people feel supported. And I think our members need to do what they need to do in their districts. They're the best at what they do, which is why we're so focused on making sure we get the House back, because we are the chamber that has been able to get things done. Just take a look at this Congress with Republicans in the majority. It's been House Democrats that have been able to govern. It's us providing the votes to make sure the government remained open. It's us, the House Democrats, that have been able to put people over politics to make sure the debt ceiling was raised. It's House Democrats that have been able to provide more votes on all of these things, including making sure that there was national security dollars. And it's House Democrats that have provided more votes so that there would be money at the southern border. So, it's hard when you're going against a party that's lying all the time, but we got to get the facts and the truth out there.
And so, Congressman, I remember there was some discrepancies and some opposition to that border bill that was filed in the Senate that President Biden actually supported, that you felt that maybe there wasn't enough conversations and back and forth between the White House and you. Have you or any of your fellow members spoken to the president recently?
Well, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus had a meeting with the president at the end of May. And that was an opportunity to express our thoughts on the bill and our opinions on the bill, and just to reiterate why there are better avenues, the legal pathways, and how the other things that he's done, providing TPS and the CBP One app, and providing these appointments to folks that are in danger, that are fleeing violence, how we've seen numbers drop as a result of that, and encouraging him to do more of that. Now, part of that meeting was the big CHC priority on providing the protections to the spouses of U.S. citizens, which he did. And so it was a good opportunity to have that conversation with the president.
That was last May, right?
That was at the end of May.
Congresswoman Nanette Barragán, it's always a pleasure to see you. I thank you very much for being with us today.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn. MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.